Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading for February 1st to this 8th. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. By the way, yeah, just a reminder, this is a landmark month. Yeah, you're about to move into just some really big aspects, okay? You got it all in your February forecast. You're being propelled into your brand new era right in time for your birthday season. But remember, as you move into your brand new era and your new you can't take everything, right? Remember that. You got to leave behind your old structures and patterns and ways of thinking. It's a completely new you, okay? You can bring your dog. All right? Now, the thing is the timing this week, there are some things happening, all right? We got some things to talk about. Pisces, this is going to be a really big week of healing and change and likely some unpredictable events, especially maybe some, conversations. We'll get into it. Okay, we'll get into it. Just remember, next week is when Saturn moves into Aries. So this week, remember, Neptune left your sign. Neptune's officially out of your sign in Aries. So Saturn's going to join Neptune. But this week, before we even get there, this is a week where all this healing, right? You see Chiron's very active. It's helping you, okay? Leaving things in the past as you move into this new year. All right. And this would be a really good week to also think about who this new you will be. You are still riding the wave of that 5-planet conjunction we had in Aquarius. And this week we'll have 5 planets in Aquarius. That is your 12th house. We'll talk about it. All right. But you're going to do a lot of healing this week. There could be some really, really big things happening behind the scenes for you as well. But again, as you can see, there's just a lot here that, wasn't in your monthly forecast. We're going to go through all of it. And there are some, aspects that you'll recognize from your monthly forecast. I'm not going to repeat the same information though. Starting with Sunday, February 1st, you have that full moon in Leo. All right. That's at 13 degrees. I want you to think about first, what happened for you around July 25th last year. Yeah. And this is a corresponding full moon to that new moon. Leo rules your 6th house. So, it's very likely there was some activity around work. Maybe new colleagues, employees, maybe you got a promotion, maybe there was, some paperwork. It's your 6th house. Also, very likely something that just really changed your daily routines or your work routines or even your lifestyle, your health. It's the 6th house, okay? And this is a full moon in Leo. So, fire sign, right? You're going to feel fired up. But with passion. I like this full moon, but there's definitely something coming to a turning point at this time. And also, this full moon, it doesn't let you hide at all. And you're not going to want to with this full moon. First, it's all about being honest with yourself, with others, partly because we do have 5 planets in Aquarius, right? All about that truth. You are embracing your individuality. Maybe even that rebellious side of you is going to kick in. You might be craving freedom and mental stimulation. This full moon allows you to fully express your authentic self. All right? Now, the other thing is, remember all this Aquarius energy. We've got all the inner planets, Mars, Venus, the Sun, Mercury, and even Pluto, right? Still in Aquarius. That is your 12th house. So the 12th house is your home. You're comfortable here. It's very spiritual and it's all about healing. It's a place of rest and retreat. It is the subconscious. It's intuition. And so just keep that in mind. You are definitely feeling this energy, all right? And you will this week. Aquarius, by the way, is the mind, and Leo is the heart. So you've got this great mind-heart coherence for this full moon to receive, signals and downloads. Like your thoughts could be charged emotionally, your emotions charged thoughtfully. And as you know, full moons are emotional, but again, with great passion. This is one that's just you being so unapologetic. Like you don't care what others think, what they say. This is you being true to you, you giving yourself permission to be absolutely just authentically you. So that's why I really love this full moon. All right. It's also, and a lot of this will be with work, a lot of this will be with health and your daily routines, but also love and family and creativity and your passions. Like I said, I mean, let it be known will likely be your mantra this day. All right. This Leo energy, it's confident, right? It's you having the stage. Remember, you're not a backup dancer. You're the main. You're the main Rihanna. All right. Leo is the lion, the roar. It's all about you. And yeah, that said, it can be a little dramatic, this full moon. But therein lies the point, right? Your world is your stage. Allow yourself to radiate, okay? And just so you know, right? We have that eclipse in Aquarius 2 weeks from now. So just you may be getting a little bit of a glimpse of what your summer may feel like, your summer and beyond, okay? You're getting acclimated to those energies already because the North Node will be leaving your sign and moving into Aquarius. South Node leaving Virgo, moving into Leo. So just pay attention to what happens this month, okay? And that is a 6th house, 12th house. That is the health axis. So again, there could be a lot of movement, activity, advancements, ascension with health, spiritual health, all of that, self-improvement, physical health. All right. Now, by the way, cross watchers, yeah. If you watch for your rising sign or your moon or for your dentist or your lawyer or your husband, secret crush, doesn't matter, right? You're my secret crush. It's not so secret. Fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius will feel this full moon the most. If you have any planets 11 to 15 degrees in any of the fixed signs in your natal chart, well, those planets are going to be aspected. You're really going to feel this. Now, the other thing is like it may be very likely that a colleague is leaving, all right? Or someone that you work with, okay? Remember, full moons also bring like closure, completions, and you just exits, etc. Monday, February 2nd, you've got Mercury in Aquarius. It's going to sextile Chiron in Aries, 23 degrees. So this is going to be the first of 4 sextiles to Chiron this month. Yeah, the wound healer. It's when you heal, those old, deep, emotional, subconscious wounds, transforming them into wisdom to help others, right? This is kind of perfect in terms of the timing, just under the umbrella of the full moon in Leo. Everything here is asking you to clear the decks, all right? Especially with your identity, your, confidence and self-esteem, all that Aries energy. Aries rules your 2nd house of self-worth and self-value. So if there's been anything that where you're getting in your own way saying, oh, I'm not good enough for this, or I can't apply for this job because I don't have the skills, or, remember, hit the road, Jack. Okay, we're leaving it back in 2025. Any of that. That's what these aspects are for with Chiron. Now, Aquarius and Aries are very similar. They're independent. They love their freedom. They do their own thing. There is this level of self-sufficiency. And so these sextiles, I love them. They're going to be great. I know they're with Chiron, but they're great because there's a sense of you being proactive here. These sextiles give you the opportunity to heal. So this can be truly cathartic and profound. I mean, Mercury in Aquarius is freeing your mind. It's accepting truths. It's feeling inspired about your future. And again, that is your 12th house, right? And so you're definitely going to be unrooting some things. Yeah. You've got 5 planets in Aquarius. Aries, right? Chiron in Aries. That is your second house, like I said, self-worth, self-value. And a lot of maybe some wounds that would come up would maybe have to do with, earning money, like finances. Second house is, money, salary, income, etc. Okay? In addition to self-worth, self-value, and, the things that you value. So, again, this is a great aspect. It's a time where you may actually have really deep conversations with others. This is healing through words, right? It's raw honesty, releasing anything that's bottled up inside. Yeah. So this aspect allows you to vibrate at that high frequency, to attract what you want and what you deserve. I mean, the higher the frequency, the more you're going to manifest everything you do deserve. And this, again, allows you to ascend. This brings relief and support and liberation. You got that, off your shoulders. As long as you put in the effort, it's a sextile, right? So you've got to put in the energy. You've got to put in the effort. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm throwing in the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then I'm throwing in Virgo. We'll feel this the most. Planets 21 to 25 degrees and any of the fire or air signs will feel this. But again, please use this. Please use this. It's going to be very healing. It's going to be very nice. Now, Tuesday, February 3rd, Uranus is, going direct, 27 degrees. And, we talked about this in great detail in your February forecast. Just remember, and the other thing is, we're going to talk a lot about Uranus in this weeks to come. Just remember, Uranus is a planet of surprises and the unexpected and breakthroughs and innovation and wake-up calls. Yeah? Oh, he's awake. And Uranus is in Taurus. Remember that in your 3rd house. So, here's the thing. The 3rd house is the mind. Yeah. So you got 5 planets in Aquarius in your 12th house, which would be the higher mind. Yeah. You got Uranus active in Taurus in your 3rd of the physical mind. So you see that this could be a very cerebral week for you. There might be a lot on your mind. And what I was saying earlier, Uranus, again, all about surprises and the unexpected. And so there could be some surprising conversations. There could be some surprising news and messages that you receive. There could be some, unexpected things that you say to others. Keep that in mind. 3rd house is also siblings. It's distant relatives. It's neighbors. It's travel, short distance. It's learning. It's learning new things. There's, this curiosity with the 3rd house. Like, I want to know more. I want to know more. But again, that's the benefit of having Uranus in the 3rd. Hey, there's your breakthrough. Having those mental breakthroughs, right? So really great. Uranus just, wants you to shake things up. So a lot of this is going to have to be you, again, putting in the effort to shake things up, do things differently. You may even have sudden insights and epiphanies about your routines or, anything that's just not working the way that they used to. Remember, Uranus has been asleep since September. And so you may actually love this. Yeah? Because Uranus is progress. Uranus is change. So this is going to be nice. And yes, there will also be focus again on finances, relationships as well too. All right? So great time to step out of your comfort zone. That's what Uranus wants. Now, the other thing is, speaking of relationships, the moon will be in Virgo. All right? Rules your 7th house. Partnerships, relationships, contracts, agreements, And this can be love, it can be marriage, it can be, business as well. All right. Now, Wednesday, February 4th. Yeah. Now you got Venus in Aquarius, sextile Chiron in Aries, 23 degrees. So same thing as Mercury sextile Chiron, but this is Venus. So this is more about diplomacy. Yeah. It's repairing trust and redefining relationships with it's Venus. So love and relationships are big themes here. Yeah. Money as well, self-worth, self-value, right? And so this is you allowing yourself to be vulnerable, yeah, to have these big moments, right? This is the sisterhood of the traveling pants. That all of them so empowered at the end. Yeah, that's this, okay? And yes, you may be a little bit more sensitive than normal, okay? But remember, Saturn is moving into Aries next week, joining Neptune already in Aries. That is the spiritual warrior archetype. This healing is necessary for your journey. It's to become that spiritual warrior, because Chiron, sure, the wounded healer, he shows you your scars. It's up to you to turn them into battle scars. Yeah. You don't erase them. You don't eradicate them. You just learn how to live with them. And that is self-love. That is empowerment. Okay? So this day and every day, tell yourself you're not going to let your past wounds define who you are. This is a big one, okay? Especially, again, with relationships, love. You've got the moon in Virgo, your 7th house of love and relationships. The moon will actually trine Uranus, so we'll talk about it in the second spread. Thursday, February 5th, you got Mercury in Aquarius squaring Uranus. So do you see what this week is like, by the way? It's like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Mercury happens to be the lower octave of Uranus, meaning Mercury is like the iPhone and Uranus would be the cell tower. There's got to be some transmissions today. All right. This can be a little bit of a jolt. It can make you feel a little bit restless. It is that genius energy, though. Yeah. Mercury in Aquarius. And remember, Uranus is Aquarius's ruler. So use this. Yeah. Use this. This is a great aspect to, once again, just step out of your comfort zone, shake things up, do something different, right? If everybody on your block is selling troll dolls, maybe you'll want to sell the, Barbies. That's genius, right? So just think outside the box. That's what this aspect is asking of you, especially, again, conversations that you may have and things that are on your mind. It is your 3rd house, okay? And so, yes, there also is a little bit of that breakthrough energy. If you feel like that you've been stuck on something, that can happen around this time. All right? And finances and, relationships, the usual. But anyway, you could have some really great radical ideas, right? It is Aquarius energy. And they could come out of nowhere. That's Uranus. So you create your reality. This is something to be used. But with that said, it is Uranus, okay? In a square with Mercury. So Uranus being the unexpected, just be very mindful of your words, communication. Yes, be different. Yes, think different. Yes, do different. But just be mindful about some of the things that are processed. Yeah. Especially, again, family maybe in the mix here, as well as relationships. And you're still under the window of the full moon in Leo as well. There's a lot happening. And the only reason I'm really harping on this is because you do have 5 planets in Aquarius in your 12th house. And the 12th house, sure, that is your home. You enjoy it there. You're great there. Okay? But the lower expressions of the 12th house would be self-sabotage. It would be isolation. It would be not facing your fears. It would be hidden enemies. Yeah? But because you're both the physical and the higher minds activated for you this week, you may recognize that someone that you thought was supportive is not. And you could say some things. Just let you know. All right. So always be responsive, not reactive. And remember, reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind. Thank you, Plato. And it's that simple, right? It's that simple. So fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. I'm throwing in Gemini and Virgo. We'll feel this the most. Planets 25 to 29 degrees. And any of those signs, if you got it, then you got it. Pisces, I don't know why. You're cracking me up today. Anyway, Friday, here you go. February 6th. You got Mercury moving into your sign. It's going to be here all month. You're going to love this. So, as I said, every time Mercury goes into Pisces, it's poetry in motion. It's, communication is more softer. It's more emotional. It's, there's greater imagination and intuition. It's great for artists. Yeah. The healing arts, meditation, spirituality. It's dreamer energy, but it's dreamer energy. And so you're going to be right at home. This is amazing. I mean, just know that Mercury, which is all about the details and facts and logic, can get a little lost in the sauce here. Yeah. So communicate and think with great compassion and inspiration. Use a lot of metaphors. That's like the language of Mercury and Pisces. All right. Now, the other thing is, I feel like there's still going to be some money matters and relationships and maybe even, that might be something that comes up around this time. And that is because you still have the moon in Libra. The moon actually will trine the sun and Venus. But anyway, Saturday. Saturday. We'll talk about the second spread, February 7th. Could be a very emotionally intense day because the moon will be in Scorpio. So if you're a subscriber, I always let you know when the moon is in Scorpio because it has a kick to it. Yeah, it has that intensity. And so just letting you know. All right. And so there really may be something here over the weekend. Remember, higher mind, physical mind activated for you, Pisces. But Scorpio rules your 9th house. And so that's your belief system. It's your worldview. It's very spiritual as well. And the moon will trine Mercury in your sign. So there's a huge shift that is very likely this week in terms of the way that you see things. It's like you're broadening your horizons with this. It's like emotionally based. Yeah, a lot of emotional intelligence. But anyway, we'll talk about the second spread because the moon will square Pluto. Now, Sunday, February 8th, now you got Venus square Uranus. Venus is in Aquarius, Uranus in Taurus, 27 degrees. We have this twice a year. This is the first one this year. You're going to feel this. All right. You're going to feel this. And just so you know, because there's so much spiritual energy, intuitive energy that you're going to be experiencing this week, like heightened intuition, like you're going to be telepathic this with everything that's happening around this time. You might just kind of sense moving into the weekend, there may be a breakup coming up or a breakthrough or a shakeup or, a wake up call. But there's definitely something here, again, that money and relationships. Okay. Going to be the big emphasis for you. This is when, well, I mean, you do have, okay, so you might have this sudden need for freedom over comfort. And you might need a little bit of space, all right, on this day. You might also be very unpredictable. As in, this is the type of aspect where, yeah, you might quit your job just like on the spot. You might, end a friendship on the spot. You might quit social media on the spot. You might quit the cheerleading squad on the spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's unpredictable, and you've got Uranus in your third house, and so you may say some things, all right? Again, out of nowhere, just that. So, you could surprise a lot of people, but also it could even be like emails that you send, and it is a third house, all forms of communication, right? So just be very mindful of this. It's wherever you feel limited is where you're going to really, that rebellious side's going to kick in, and you're going to want your freedom, and Uranus is going to, go like, go, do you. So do you, but do you, the real you, right? The authentic you. Uranus wants you to be authentic. And the only reason I say this, well, two reasons. A, you've got these, planets in fixed signs, right? They're not budging. So you've got a little bit of wiggle room. And you have Mercury in your sign now. So that kind of gives you a little bit more power. And Mercury is the ruler of the third, right? So again, there may be some things that might be on your mind and that you might say. And so I'm just letting you know. The good news is that you do have mutual reception here. Venus is Taurus's ruler. Uranus is Aquarius's. So they're hosting each other. There is a bit of compromise. There's some, cooperation. So it could be like a mutual breakthrough. It could be a conversation that goes really well if you're both on the same page, if you're thinking differently, right? There may be a little bit of chaos, but just expect the unexpected. But for you, I feel like you will be the unexpected. And you just can't, I mean, like, I want that for you. Okay? Just break free from anything that you feel that you need to break free from. It's all this Aquarius energy and all this Uranus energy, okay? But just be very, graceful about it. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you. And it is the fixed signs that will feel that the most. And I'm throwing in Libra as well. Let's see what's going on for you. Pisces, you actually... Yum. The moon will still be in Scorpio too. And remember, that brings that level of intensity, like emotional intensity. They're, with relationships as well as money as well. But it will trine Jupiter and sextile Juno. So there's some great things happening this day as well. But anyway, we'll talk about the second spread. Let's get started, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with my secret crush. My not so secret crush. Pisces. Isn't that good? Pisces. Why? You're on a roll tonight. You're making me. Stop it. Pisces, I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview, and if we need to pull clarifiers, well, yeah. Of course we will. Pisces, I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. There really may be some adjustments with relationships. I mean, the more that I look at your chart, like, there's a lot of activity there, okay? Throughout the week. And a lot of it will, I'd say like 60-70% is romantic, 40-30 work career. All right? Pisces, let's see what's going on. Whoa. Okay. All right, Pisces. You do you. It seems like you're gonna. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. You're gonna, yep. Okay. Anyway, you're good. You're really good. Pisces, come on. Uh, yeah. Okay, I don't even. You got the Knight of Cups. So, how good was that, right? Calling out relationships and partnerships right before. Right before. Anyway, you got the Knight of Cups. He is the knight in shining armor. He's very charming. He's looking to, share his journey with someone. Yeah, you see him extending the cup. He's you, by the way. Knight of Cups is you. Is your card. And the great thing about the Knight of Cups is he does have this great imagination. This is dreamer energy too. Yeah, he's very romantic and, sure, and love sense, but you can be, romantic toward the arts and, you get it, right? This is amazing. You even see the fish all over his armor. I love that. So really great. I think that there is a lot of movement here in terms of you knowing what you want. You're actually going out there seeking, exploring. If you are in a relationship, you're seeking to shake things up as indicated in what's going on here. It does feel like there is going to be a lot of attention there with relationships. If you're single, go. I mean, you got Jupiter in Cancer in your 5th house of true love and soulmate energy, yeah, of romance. So, and also even the full moon in Leo, right? Leo rules the 5th. And so that's why it's so heart-based. It's, there's so much romance and passion there with that full moon. But anyway, really great. I love that. And so this is you just being in pursuit for whatever is going to fulfill you emotionally. I really love this because this is forward momentum. And you've got the Emperor. And it looks like a lot of y'all may have recently also started relationships. Remember, this doesn't have to be love. This can be like creative partners or, even you want to, create a pursuit. But even still, if you're not here for partnerships or relationships, that's fine. Again, it's just you wanting to be emotionally fulfilled, like seeking that, right? And he, again, in a dreamy, whimsical, like, especially when Mercury moves into your sign. You got the Emperor, though, and the heart of your spread. So you're really not messing around this week. You're not. When I say you got things to say, you got things to say. When I say you're going to be healing old wound with Chiron, that just empowers you. You got the Emperor in the heart of your spread. The Emperor, he's the ruler. He not only of the land and the kingdom and the empire, but of his destiny. That's how much power he has. This is mastery of self. This is that confidence. He is Aries. Yeah. You have Neptune in Aries. You got Saturn moving into Aries. Again, another planet leaving your sign. So really nice. And I'm sure you're looking forward to that. Saturn's been in your sign for 2.5 years. So this is a big moment for you. I love this. The Emperor, he's fully protected. You even see the armor underneath his robe that's red for passion and power. He's got this life force about him, but he's also full of wisdom. He's been through a couple battles or two. Yeah. You see the world in his hand. So you're really great. This is a very empowering week for you, but a lot of it has to do with everything that's happening this week. I mean, well, you have the Knight of Pentacles in your challenge area. So 2 things here. 1, don't lose inspiration. Don't stop going. Yeah. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who's very future focused. He's thinking about the long term, investing his time and energy into growing things, right? Whether it is relationships or it's bank account, like that's the Knight of Pentacles. But he is in your challenge area, so just don't lose inspiration. Just keep going, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be great. The other thing is, there's very likely someone in your life that may be, you know, you may have a conversation. There may be someone that you're saying, you're not putting in your end of the bargain. Is that the phrase? There may be a conversation there. You may think that they're just, yeah. Because the Knight of Pentacles, when you see him in a different light, especially in your challenging area, or even like reversed or whatnot, it would be someone that would be considered, lazy and, that, okay. Him, though, I'm saying him. But he's also Virgo. So, again, Virgo rules your 7th house, relationships, partnerships, personal relationships. So, there may be something here. You may have some conversations. You do have that 6 of Wands and your crown. Like, what? So, yeah, I think that you are on this quest, and I think that there is a sense of like visibility around the things that you do. I feel like that may be something that you're seeing come to fruition this week, especially with the full moon in your 6th house, which is work. And actually, even Monday next week, we will have the moon in Sagittarius, which is your 10th house of career. But this is success. This is victory. This is, eminence. This is great. This is amazing. And this card is a Leo card attributed to Jupiter in Leo. But nonetheless, it's Leo. Remember, you have a full moon in Leo in your 6th house of work. So this is really wonderful. I feel like that you've got these great big plans. I feel like that you're feeling really inspired this week. Okay. There's a lot of movement here. There's a lot of power here. There's the energy of the Emperor. And you see who's in your future. But the energy of the Emperor alone, I mean, he's also like the father, right? He's like the dad of tarot. He's like that father, right? So there could be that paternal side coming out. And it could even be in a work capacity, like the boss side. Like there's you bossing up. I mean, this is great. You've got that 4 of Wands. Oh, yeah. You're on a mission. You're definitely, there's movement here. The 4 of Wands, it has a strong association with like your domestic sector, so home and family, marriage, things like that. But this is also just milestones. It's like celebration, and there's this sense of freedom here. Now, so this again is just really, really, really nice. I feel like you're moving in a direction where there's a lot, like if you're doing the healing, you're unloading, you're leaving all those old wounds and in an area where you can refresh it with these non-wounds, right? They're still there, but again, it's your battle scars, right? Your show, it's like they're not defining you, is what I'm saying, but they're also not in your way anymore. And look at this. Look at like, this is a procession. Like he just keeps going, and you see all the people cheering him on. He's just in La La Land, and you got the 4 of Wands here. It does seem like there's some milestone that you're seeking. There's something that is really, really inspiring you this week. And I really think that a lot of it has to do with Chiron. All right? Again, self-worth, self-value. You're feeling that confidence with the King of Swords too in your future. And so it looks like there may be a very, the King of Swords, by the way, this is someone, remember, this week is still all about truth and being, true to you. And swords are all about truth, but it's the King of Swords. The only king who looks directly at you. He has nothing to hide. He's faced all his truths. No one can hide anything from this king. He knows. He knows. And you see his sword is tilted. Like, he's ready to strike whenever, right? And this is someone who's very strategic. This is someone who has a lot of honor. This is someone who's a member of Mensa, very intelligent, head above the clouds. This is really great. So it looks like there is maybe a very, you're formalizing some decision. Maybe there's something here where that important conversation, you're going to own it. Yeah. There even may be something that you're signing. That's the other thing about the third house. Like, it's, it could even be like a verbal agreement that you're making, especially over the weekend when you've got the moon in Scorpio in your ninth, which is like legal matters and, the courts and law. Yeah, I mean, you're good. You're really good. You're great. I'm very excited for you. Let's see what's going on with your stuff. Pisces, whoa. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, hype, all of that. But leave comments. Tell me what's going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You actually have a really great weekend. This is gonna be a great weekend for you. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow. Okay. You might also make a really big announcement, it looks like. Okay. Yeah. But you do have that Seven of Swords. Just be very mindful. Okay. It really is. I mean, when you look at your entire spread here, it really is just like maybe, how do I say this? Maybe don't take shortcuts. Yeah. I don't think you need to. I think that you're going to enjoy the long route, right? So the other thing is with the Seven of Swords, it's honestly, it is just, again, just being honest with yourself. All right. Not trying to avoid anything. And what did I say earlier? Don't bottle things up. It almost feels like and again, I don't think you will, but just a little reminder, there may be something that you need to get off your chest diplomatically, gracefully, right? Some things that you got to say, things that you don't want to keep bottled up. Now, you do have that Five of Pentacles in your external factors area. I don't mind it. I think that if there's anything that's going to inspire you, it might be that. It's like, hey, I never want to be in a position where I feel completely alone and isolated, and I feel like maybe, I'm the one that's, holding this relationship back, or, it's like, we don't want any of that. This really, sure, it's Pentacles, really is. It's more about mind over matter. Yeah, these two are focusing on their plight. They're internalizing everything. They're refusing to get support. They're literally outside of church, right? This sanctuary. And so I feel like that might be a source of inspiration. The other thing is, yeah, it does look like there may be the ending of something. All right. And it sure can be unexpected. Every sign is going to experience that. Yeah. With Uranus. But there may be something here where it just may be, it's like, it's better to part ways. Okay. Because it does feel like it's almost like the other way around. Like, you recognizing there could be, someone holding you back. And it could be, colleague. You've got so much sixth house activity, family as well. And then again, relationships and partnerships. So recognize that. And then it is Pentacles. So, money and wealth. Remember, that's just baked into this week. There may be some activity around there. It also feels like there is this opportunity. Don't miss any opportunities. I don't think you will with your 12th house so activated It's such a spiritual week for you. It's just, all this, healing energy as well. Uh, There may be some opportunities that you won't see if you're focusing on a situation or a circumstance that just kind of like it's just taking up too much of your energy. Yeah. Yeah, the hangman, amazing. That's great. Like I said, you're going to be shifting the way that you see things this week, your perspective. And a lot of it will have to do with, yeah, I've had my, spiritual awakening. I've had a little, mini wake up call this week. And I am going to change things. And I am going to surrender things. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need that. And then you have the Hierophant. So good for you. Good for you. He's a spiritual leader. He's a spiritual warrior. He is also like a bridge maker. Yeah, he's like that. He connects the divine and our physical world. Full of wisdom here. Yeah, he's got the keys. He's got 2 monks at his feet. He's a big leader. Yeah, it's the first card in the major arcana where other people appear outside the main figure. So the first real, like, people are listening to me, like that type of, like, you can't lead if there's no one to lead, right? So I really love this because this is gaining that wisdom. This is that inner wisdom where you're imparting that wisdom as well. And this is in any capacity, but it's this leadership role where you've got the Emperor, you've got the King of Swords, you've got the Hierophant, you see the direction that you're moving. It's really great. I really love this for you. And what's really interesting is the Hierophant is Taurus. Yeah. And again, Taurus rules your 3rd house of communication. So you could even be rising above on, a bigger platform. It's like you've got this megaphone and people are going to hear you. So good for you. Remember, I said, do you, that you're gonna. But yeah, I think that what really shows here is this forward momentum and this inspiration. Like, you've got goals and you're going to go get them. I love this. And it shows a lot of empowerment, a lot of leadership energy. So good for you. Oh, where did you go? My screen's just, what's my password? Wait a minute. I don't know. I remember I'm still going through there you are. Okay. So, Pisces, thanks so much. Next week we will, we'll go deep. There's a lot more there. There's a lot. There's a lot happening next week. Saturn moving into Aries may be one of the biggest ones. All right. And so you're definitely going to see a shift in finances and money as well. And then, yeah, yes, the second spread, tier 3 members, really good legendary members. We're going to go through all the lunations that, again, it's a very emotional week. Like I said, a very emotionally moving week as well, but, especially with these specific lunations, we'll talk through them. Okay. And then remember, Juno is very active. That's great. Maybe a very social weekend for you, but anyway, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. And the day that I drop these videos, Wednesday, will be my birthday. Thank you, Pisces, you're amazing. But to celebrate, I am giving on my website, greatawakener.com, free access to, prediction videos, my channeling videos. And I don't know if y'all know this. I mean, it's all in the description box, but yeah, there's, we have Alex doing hypnotherapy, free hypnotherapy. We have someone doing breath work courses, astrology courses. They're all live streams. They're all great. Anyway, so that's going to be there. It'll start this Wednesday, the 28th to, I don't know, 2 days. Anyway, the other thing I was going to say is that I'm about 80% out of my vortex I've been going through. So I do want to just thank you so much again, because I still receive your messages and your comments, and I can't thank you enough, like, for all your kindness and your support and all your patience. It really is very meaningful. And it really, especially from you, Pisces. So, oh gosh. Okay. So thanks so much, Pisces. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. I'm rooting for you every week. All right, Pisces. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.